20th running of the Dubai World Cup. Here's Terry Spargo.
Back racing in the Dubai World Cup. Candy Boy and Epiphania slow to move. Hoko Taramai came out quickly. African Story fast away. Lee is third. California Chrome going to fourth on the outside of Long River. 2 lengths away, Epiphania. 1 to Side Glance. Candy Boy is second last, and Prince Bishop being hustled in the early part. It dropped out to the rear as the Cup field makes the turn to the back with 1,500 metres left to go. And Japan's Hoko Taramai leads by 3/4 of a length. African Story second. Long River 3/4 of a length away third. Ahead to California Chrome. He's 4 deep into the back past the 1,300 metres mark. Lee on the fence. 3/4 of a length to Epiphania. 1 to Side Glance on the inside of Candy Boy, and 2.5 lengths to Prince Bishop. 400 metres in 25.6. 800 metres in 49.4. And down the back of the track, Hoko Taramai by 3 parts of a length to African Story. California Chrome's a length away. He's third, but he's travelled wide from the word go. Lee is fourth. Long River under pressure. Prince Bishop's making ground. He's running on from the back. Then Candy Boy, Epiphania and Side Glance had dropped out to the rear. Hoko Taramai, a half length in front of African Story. California Chrome has loomed up 3 deep. Lee behind them. Prince Bishop is deep around as they turn the corner. Hoko Taramai in front of California Chrome and Prince Bishop on the outside. Lee's into the clear. He'll have to give them 2 lengths. Prince Bishop in front with 250 metres left to go. Prince Bishop's got away from California Chrome. Then Hoko Taramai and Lee, but it's the Prince Bishop and William Buick. Prince Bishop is clear, and Prince Bishop wins the 20th Dubai World Cup. Prince Bishop has beaten California Chrome, and third was Lee. Then Candy Boy, Hoko Taramai, African Story, Long River, Side Glance, and Epiphania came in last of all in the Dubai World.
California Chrome can do no better than second. Prince Bishop wins for Sheikh Hamdan. William Buick aboard for the victory, who had a win earlier in the Dubai Gold Cup for John Gosden. And Mig, this is a horse who had never won on dirt before.
Well, his prep was good last time, and it looked like they had him right for this evening, and that's what preps are supposed to do, set you up for the big dance. California Chrome attended a very sharp pace, what appeared to be a very sharp pace, while 4 wide throughout. And I just wish that Victor Espinoza would have gone on a little bit before Prince Bishop got to him. California Chrome's shown in the past he's not happy with horses outside of him, and he almost waited to allow that horse to get first run on him.
Well, the question really is, Richie, though, how fast were they going? And until we can look at the fractions, it's a very good point. But I don't really know. I just didn't think he had any real oomph. It's not like he ever made a real move. And Prince Bishop easily blew by him. Lee, also a horse that you thought should be more on the engine, he never really finished either.
You know, he was looming in behind them, kind of following California Chrome. But California Chrome has never won a race unless he was clearly on the lead when he turned for home.
Those replays brought to you by RTN. Let's head back live to Dubai and check in with TVG's Simon Bray. Simon.
Thanks very much, Greg. Yeah, Prince Bishop had been second in the 2 local preps leading into this race. And if you'd watched his last race, he was just absolutely awful. Tailed off last, made a big, huge move around the turn and got up to finish second. I talked to the connections earlier this week, and they said, you know what, this horse hates being in behind horses. Once he got in the clear, he could run. This was a much better performance tonight. California Chrome, I talked to Art Sherman prior to the race, and he was a little worried that it was too warm for him, but he said as he got out on the track, he calmed down. The only excuse I saw was that he wasn't on the lead. It's kind of what Richie touched on. He's a horse that needs to be on or close to the lead. And Lee, a little bit disappointing, was in behind horses and never really had a stretch drive there, a punch through the stretch to get the job done. But a blowout winner by Prince Bishop, who, believe me, if you watch his last 2 races, it's amazing that he put up this performance tonight.
An upset, certainly, in horse racing's richest race. Prince Bishop, his first victory on a dirt surface for California Chrome. 3 wide, Mig, around that first turn. What'd you think of his positioning in the race?
Well, he likes to be outside, so that wasn't a problem for me. I just would like to see him march on and move forward. I think he's a horse that needs to be clear when he turns for home. He runs the turn so well that you want to take advantage of that. And listen, maybe he was just second best on the day. I mean, we got to give Prince Bishop his due. He ran a terrific horse race, but I think when you have an advantage, you have to use it.
And Andy, Prince Bishop, certainly a nice horse, but not of the caliber of some of the horses that California Chrome had faced, but he ran a lights-out race, didn't he?
In theory, that's a pretty quick time, to be honest, for the race, that 2:03 and 1/5 second. It was just about 5 seconds slower than a 1 3/16 in a race earlier today. And I think I'm going to risk making a lot of new haters, but maybe California Chrome just isn't quite as good as some people think.
All right, well, we will find out. A defeat for California Chrome. We'll see how long it takes for him to rebound as well. A lot of times, U.S. horses, they go to Dubai. It can take a very long time to get back to what they once were when they return to the States. So his record now falls to 9 wins from 18 starts as he'll await his 3rd start of 2015. We'll wait and see what that is. Let's head back now to Dubai with TVG's Simon Bray with Steve Coburn.
Steve Coburn joins us now. Steve, not the result you were looking for, but you have to be really, really happy with that performance.
I'm very pleased with that performance. I'm just beyond myself happy. You know what? We came over here, we raced, and we showed them this is a true racehorse. This is America's horse. And I couldn't be happier. You know, he hasn't been here long enough to train on the track. He's galloped on the track. And, you know, I just invite Sheikh Mohammed to bring his horses to America and run over there. So, you know, one good turn deserves another. But I'm very pleased with this horse. You know, this is America's horse, and we want to take him home and run him in his home country.
Well, thanks for joining us. Let's bring in Art. Art, step in here real quick. You had a chance to talk to Victor. What did he have to say?
Well, he had to lose ground. I was hoping that we could get into the turns, but, you know, you're 4 wide in both turns. It costs you a little bit, and I was just hoping that, you know, he still run game, and I'm really proud of this horse. And I think in a different situation, could have been on the inside. I think could have really helped me a whole lot.
Well, congratulations. Still a huge effort. Well done.
I thought it was great. Thank you.
Safe journey home.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Simon, thank you. Guys, a very different Steve Coburn. Maybe lessons learned. We saw, of course, after the Belmont, very outspoken. But now he seems like he learned a lot from that outburst that he had.
Well, Richie and I are 2 guys who can appreciate a little bit of emotion. And he's a man who loves his horse, and he loves the game. And sometimes he gets a little carried away. That's okay with me.
And, Mig, here's a look at it again in the purple silks, 3 wide, California Chrome in that green cap.
Yeah, and you can see here, Victor Espinoza still pretty much sitting still as Prince Bishop looms up outside. Now, he was wide the whole way, and maybe he didn't feel like he had enough force to kick on. But when California Chrome's been most effective is when he has a clear lead by the time they turn for home. And you can see once Prince Bishop leaves him, he doesn't really give up a lot of ground late. He kind of holds his position.
I hear what you're saying, Richie, and I know that's the way you want him ridden. I question whether or not he had the horse, because when he asked him, he didn't really take off. Prince Bishop got right to him. I honestly think he was just second best today, and I like him as a horse, but I don't want to make excuses just because he lost.
Oh, yeah, keep in mind he was clear of a very good horse, a multiple Group 1 winner in Lee for Hall of Fame trainer Bill Mott, who won the first running of this race with Cigar back in 1996. And interesting to hear, too, that Art Sherman says maybe with an inside post, it would have been a different story because from the outside, he had more options.
Well, I think you want to save ground at least on one of the turns and not be wide both turns. Now, the winner did have a good inside draw, and he was able to take advantage of that. And I hear exactly what Andy's saying. I think the best horse won on the day. I just think you got to play to a horse's strengths, and to me, that's when California Chrome runs a little freer.